Good evening, everybody. Good evening. My name is Angel Cologne. Our Blessings Overflow Outreach Ministries Incorporated, here to speak to you live and direct. I had posted something earlier talking about money, the root of all evil. I really didn't want to get into a debate about it, anything of that nature, you know what I mean? Because ultimately, God's word stands all by itself. It is proven, it is truth. I mean, it has endured for thousands of years since the beginning of us all. So, let me just start off by reading the verse that states, "For the love of money," that not money is root of evil, but the love of money. It states in Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. We notice in this verse right here when he's talking about money. He's talking about money. When we say the love of money, talking about a dollar, a significant figure, money, currency, something that was made. But in this verse, the love of money, as we talk about the love of money, we talk about the root of all evil, dealing with money. We talk about what it stems from. I mean, a lot of times people fall in love with their money because there's something behind that. You understand? There's something behind that. They got a love of money because they may not have. They may have generations that didn't have. They come from poverty. They come from things in their past. The generations that were not bearing much fruit, I should say, but as they get into America, the land of opportunity, you know what I mean, there's open way you can make money. It could become a love of making the money, a passion of yours to make the money. But it ain't the money. So we talk about the root of all evil is money. We're talking about if it was just the money, the love of money, you would make it, you would give it away. You would give it to the poor. You would give it to the needy. You would give to everything around you to empower it, to make it better, to make it fruitful, to build it up. But saying it's the root of all evil, because a lot of people plant, when they get this money, they plant this root of, I got to accumulate things because of my fear. It's a fear thing. It falls back to. It's a fear thing. That's why I say it's the root of all evil. There's a fear. There's something behind the money. The enemy uses the money as the root because there's always something behind it. There's always something from behind. It's not always the chase, because a lot of people that have chased money all their life, they're still, as you could tell, they're not happy. There's many people commit suicide. There's many people that they think they love money, but they don't, because there was something else they were seeking in life they could not accumulate with money. They could not purchase with money. They could not buy. That was inner peace. That was joy. And it was these things. The enemy knows that. So your chase of money, the money is just a stepping stone to people. It's a stepping stone to they think it's going to buy them happiness, but we know that's worldly. You're going to buy your happiness in the world. It's not going to last long. You may have it, but at the end of your life, God don't care how much money you accumulated. You know what I mean? How passionate was you about money, making money, how you was the greatest making money. You could tie it into the church, you understand what I'm saying? But you still have to openly give of your extra expenses to help people. You know what I mean? You openly gotta want to help somebody. You can't hoard it and worry about tomorrow. That's called insecurity. And that's what we're talking about when I say the root. Everybody keeps running back to the love of money. You have to have money to live in life. Yeah, you have to have money to buy things or there will be anarchy. You have to have a certain structure. You know what I mean? But some people use money as power. They use it as a tool to devour others. You know, so keep them in a place where they can attain no wealth. Understanding that if I can get you in a certain position, and frustration will ensue, destruction will follow. Generations will lose their life. It's a touchy subject, money. Many people didn't have it in their life. Actually, America being 200 years old, you know what I mean? They didn't have much money. Actually, the Pilgrims, when they came over here, they really was living in poverty. You know what I mean? Actually, it was the Indian who didn't have no currency that taught them how to plant this corn that became their livelihood. You know what I mean? Became their livelihood. But we forget that part because Back then, it wasn't a money thing. Let's get into that real quick. There wasn't a root of all evil just yet, because the Indian come with a compassionate heart. Regardless if he was a barbarian in the mindset of us humans, you know what I mean? They still knew how to survive off the land without no money. There was no love for money then, was there? It was basically living off the fruits of the land, which God placed in our life. But see, the pilgrim, we all come from that pilgrim, and our ancestors come over here before we established as a great country of wealth. You know what I mean? Which is understandable as time goes on. There was something that was sold there. It was compassion, and there was something that was sold there that didn't require no money. There was no love for nothing there. There was a love to exist, a love for life. We forget that notion. Where it comes, where we start to sabotage this soil, and it becomes a root of all evil. The money of root of all evil is when we want to attain to get to the next level. We realize that this money now can be used as an object to attract different opportunities in life. So it becomes a root of all evil. People say the love of money. There's a difference. There is those out there, and this speaks truth to, that it becomes a love. The money becomes a fixation to them. But let's look behind the fixation. There's always something above. There's an insecurity. Man, there's many rich people that's insecure. They may look like they have it all, but they don't. They go behind closed doors and they cry. They go behind closed doors and they fight with their loved ones. They don't have control of their life because there's no set foundation. You can't serve two masters, the Bible says. You can't serve two masters. Can't serve God and money, because you'll serve one over the other. It's just what it is. See, in the beginning, before all this money really transpired, it was more of a bartering system. People gave from the land, the cow, the thing that nurtured the land, that you got milk, produce. And then when money came, it just became the root of everything. The root. The enemy knew this can devour nations. Money, people plundered money from the Romans down to everybody. 500 years of existence, that's how they gained their wealth. Their army plundered other nations, was turned around, and the seed they sowed ended up costing them. Rome fell. People plundered their nation on turn. So remember, people, the money is the root of all evil. It is. And everybody runs to over here to 1 Timothy, and they say, for the love of money. Let's get deep into it. Because it says, for the love of money is a root of all kinds. It says all kinds of evil. You understand what I'm saying? But see, what kind of love is that? Some people don't love money. They hate money. Let's be real. That's why it's a root of all evil. They hate money. For the child that never had, and he goes to rob somebody of $20 out of his pocket and kills him and takes this man's life. What did he really attain? It wasn't a love for that money. Because what can he really accumulate off that money? He was in hopes of getting the money to get to a better part of his life. The man that robs the bank. You know what I mean? And continuously robs the bank. There's a root there to it. It ain't just a love of money. There's a means he wants to attain. There's comfortability. Money withers away. We can burn it up. The U.S. burns, the federal government burns millions upon millions of dollars a day. Burns it in an incinerator. Gone. Ashes. You understand what I'm saying? Ashes. Why don't they just give it to the people that are suffering? This because it's not a love thing. There's a more hate attached to the money. What's the powerful landlord, drug dealer, the politicians, all those standing above you that can hold this, dangling this money over your head. You're chasing it. It's the root of all evil. Look at those that suffer, that have money. It's a curse to them. They accumulate money, inheritances and all that. People that win lotteries, you know what I mean, get an opportunity to turn their life around and give back. They hoard it, take it. It destroys families, marriages. They end up committing suicide. It's on TV daily. People are just not opening up their eyes to realize that money is the root of all evil. Stop running to just it's the love of money, because there's those that love money And what do they do with it? Yeah, there's evil that comes from it. You know what I mean? But let's but there's those also that in fear of insecurity and losing everything in their life because they never had nothing, and they try to live for generations to come for their family. They build up from the harvest. In the Bible, God literally comes to a man that had extra harvest, built up his storage extra high to fill his storage, make room for this new abundance of blessings that come into his life. God comes and said, what if I take you tonight? What do you do with all of this here? That's a continuous thing. When Jesus came, he said, the rich man come to him. How do I gain eternal life? Well, you follow the commandments. And how about you sell everything and you come follow me? Now the rich man bowed his head and just couldn't believe what he just heard and walked away, pretty much baffled. Like, I accumulated this in good gesture. I gave. I'm holy. I'm faithful to you. But he didn't want to get rid of his root. Not just the love of money. His root was, I might not have nothing. I might live poor. He was afraid to be poor. Jesus had no money. He said he lived from place to place, and he did God's work. He was a servant. Apostle Paul, they never asked for no money. They went out and did the work. And they could have been rich. Today, they could have been super rich. They could have been Osteen rich. They could have been rich. But they wasn't. They were sold out, and knew that was the root of all evil. They knew if they just got a piece of that, what it could do. Now you taint the place of that foundation with God. Because God said, your treasures are not here on heaven, people. Your treasures are stored up in heaven. Your treasure, Jesus showing you these things. He said a rich man to get into heaven is like for a rich man to get into heaven is like a camel going through the eye of a needle. Put that into perspective, how hard that is. You know what I mean? If you've seen a camel before, to all those, it's pretty much impossible. So we know it's the root of all evil because so much goes past that. Love of money. There's people that love money. And, of course, what happens after that, they love money, but they don't love the money because they know money, currency is funny like that. You know what I mean? Today, the $10 bill could be dropped down to $8. It's man running portion, money control, currency. You know what I mean? That stuff withers away. You know what I mean? But they have a love to attain joy, happiness. You know what I mean? A stability for the children. But not knowing your foundation with God prepares and paves that way. Just think, if a lot of people's cup overflow today, but it's not meant to overflow until you have the Atlantic Ocean. It's meant to overflow for others to reap or from your harvest. You know what I mean? To reap from your harvest. But if you have rooted other thoughts of being poor, if you rooted thoughts of you struggling, if you rooted thoughts of instability, if you rooted all these things with that money, your harvest will never be true. It may come, but it'll only come for a season. You wonder why you got ups and downs in your life? It's because if you just gave away, you put it back in the soil, you could produce your harvest 10, 20 times over, 100 times over, if you chose that. But money becomes the root of all evil when you attach it to your pain. You begin to hate the money. You loathe the money. You dread the money. You don't even want to look at money because you know it got to go here, it got to go there. There's no comfortability. That's why you think it's a love, but it's not. It's the root of all evil. It's the root of all evil. It's the enemy's best kept secret. It's his tool. Well, it's not a kept secret. I rebuke that name. It ain't no kept secret. It's everywhere. Money is everywhere. People say for the love of money and grandeur, but once you sow that seed for what you attaining the money for, not having it, and your struggles, your harvest would not last a season. You end up being broke. This bankruptcy. You one of the things that happen, and you ask yourself, was it for the love of money? No, it wasn't for the love of money, was it? It wasn't for the love of money. It was for my children. It was for my life. It was for a betterment of my family. Forget not understanding fully that. So your good foundation with God. So your giving with God. And you watch you never struggle because everything around you will be given to you. Those you helped come back and help you. You help each other, man. It is a beautiful unified thing of the world that the enemy is devouring. He is the weed. He is that root is nasty for generations. It has yet to be understood. Many Christians today truly believe that they can run to the scripture and just say it's just the love of money. There's so much that go with it. It's the root. Man, it's hell on today's earth. We sell our children for money. You go to Thailand, 3-year-old girls, you know what I mean? They selling into slavery. These men get the money. A lot of them live in huts. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot. You know what I mean? Just barely enough to feed them, put food on the table. So ask me, is that truly love or money for them? You know what I mean? It's the bigger guy making the money. Is it truly love? You know what I mean? He has to sensitize himself. He's hating who he truly is, so he uses the money as a scapegoat. He uses the money as his shield, you know what I mean, against truly seeing who he is. That's when you tap into your spiritual place and see what it truly is, what it is. You know, money is. I don't see it being love no more. Money is hate. We do some real horrible things to each other, and it's based off money. It's the root of all evil. For those who think love money, don't be confused. There's something hidden behind that. I ask you on the night, just from my blessed overflow. My name's Angel Cologne. Don't let this truth right here. Don't quickly judge it and hate it, but take a good deep look into it spiritually and see that it's truth. It's all truth right here. I just stay right here. I go through the scriptures. You know, everybody's always it's the love of money. I ask you today, to all those that choose to listen to this, if somebody came to you and said, give all your money away, give everything you own, and come follow me, would you pick up and go? Would you pick up and go? That's the question I ask you. Don't make it where money is a necessity. Don't make it where it's a priority. Make God your priority. Make God your necessity. Sow that into your soul instead of the money that's being sold. That's going to last for generations to come. The rest is going to wither away. Season. Just a season. We love you here. God bless you on this night. Thank you.